Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Thursday, January the 27th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading, problem solving, part 12. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. We've been talking about a lot of different problems and ways to solve them. Um, we talk about keeping things simple. We talk about focus, simplicity, all of that. Well, I was in a trade this morning and I didn't take profit when I could, and then price reversed on me and I stopped out. And then I got back into trade. And had I left things alone, I would have made more than my money back. But I started looking at P&L. I started looking at candles, and it was like I left a bunch of pips on the table. So, and I've been talking about the indicator two, which is basically the EMA 5 working with the close, and the multimeter and the indicator just tells you whether or not price is above or below um, the EMA 5. And I literally was in a trade here. So I'd be up around 26 pips. Now, after realizing that, um, I thought, what do I need to do to stay in the trade? I can, talk and talk and talk. But the reality is that's not working because I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the charts. So for example, here I'm looking at the chart. I see price made a high. It's pulling back. It's out of that M30 wick zone. Um, but if I was trading the M30 indicator too, it's telling me to stay in, and I've already given back 10 pips. So, for a lot of us, we're happy with 5 pips. I know there's one guy out there, he just tries to make 5 pips a day. I think he's trading for about $70 a pip. And he's happy. So the thing is, I thought, what do I need to do to solve this problem? So here's what I came up with. This is a chart that I use to enter. One of my new rules is not to enter against the M30 candle color. And the other thing is, one of the things you look for the M30 to do is what I call cover. So you see here, this candle range covered the body of this M30. This one failed to cover. Where was it? See, this one here covered, but there was an interesting one. Oh, it was right here. This one failed to cover, and it took two to cover, and then it just broke to the downside right there. And then I've got something I call a turn. So I've done videos on price turn, and this is basically just putting the price turn wick zones right here. Now, let me just show you what I did to solve the problem. That's my exit screen. That's it. Notice I don't even have the headings up here. All I'm doing is looking. So if I'm going to play, M1, M5, M15, M30, I'm going to look here. And when they're all the same color, that's when I'm going to stay in the trade. Now, in this case, this is telling me that on the M5, let me just go ahead and put this up on the chart here so you can see it heading true. So if I'm riding, say, the M5, this red's telling me it's crossing below, that the price is crossing below, but it hasn't closed below it yet. This says it's crossed below it, closed below it, or it's closed below it, and the indicator, the EMA is heading down. It's the current EMA value is less than the previous. So I'm sitting here, if I'm in the trade and everything's green and blue and I'm long, I just sit and I just wait. And I look down here to see, okay, when's the candle end? And so right there, you see, that would have been a signal to exit the trade, though I may have exited before, because you could also, move it to M1. And if you see it, maybe you get two of these in a row, it's not flip-flopping, and this one goes red, that's when you want to get out. But you can see here, if we look at M1, it was signaling an out right around here. If you look at M5, it signaled an out right here. So you can see you probably gave back close 96, high 06, maybe gave back 10 pips. But the difference is, rather than exiting here, I exit higher. So this is a matter of perspective, and this is something that causes problems. If you look at things from the wrong direction, if you look at looking through the wrong end of the telescope. So rather than thinking, hey, I gave back 10 pips, I'm thinking, I think this is a route about where I exited, because I flinched. I saw that. I didn't wait for the candle to close. And you see, it still was way above this one. If I would have just waited, that would have been 10 more pips in my pocket. So, would you rather have 20 pips or 10 pips? It's a perspective. If you get mad because you gave back 10, as opposed to being happy because you gained an extra 10, you've got a problem. Because we don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, there's lots of things you could say, well, blah, 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 you should have known or whatever. Now, there is another exit strategy that I might add to it. And if you notice here, I made a new indicator above below. Let me just show everybody what indicators are on this chart so you know. I made the new multimeter above below. There's a TRO above below indicator out there. In fact, I'll post a new version because I made a modification to it. And so what I'm doing is I'm going back and I'm saying, for today, my bar ranges, I want to go all the way back to the beginning of the day. And at the current price, how many closes are above the price and how many closes are below? So when price was down here, and it was basically all zeros across. And the reason why day, week, and month is zero, because when it goes back, we don't count the current day for a close above or below, because it's the current price. So ditto for the week and month. So you'd have to change your bar range to get these to show something other than zero. But since I'm not a swing trader, I'm not even focused on those. So you can see here we've had one H4 bar close below this price. So that being said, as a mighty one would say, price either close above a line or it doesn't. So right now, price has been closing above this level for a while. And so at the current level, we've got 24 closes above it and 61 below it on M1, 42 and 40, 42 above, 40 below on M5. On the 15, 56 above, 12 below. So as these numbers start to increase, if price is going up, well, then price is going up. And it just kind of makes it handy to see. And that was one of the things I used to trigger into the trade. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you look here at M5 and you look right at this level, 30, call it 3402, you don't see that many closes above it, especially when you look left. So you see this level here, we got a close below, price came back up, closed below it again. That would have been a sign to exit also. You know, the momentum is slowing. It failed to make a higher high here, failed to make a higher high. It broke this one, but didn't break this one or this one. So that's also something to signal to get out. But my whole idea with having this as an exit, it'll just make me not so jumpy. I'll just sit here and wait. I'll trust the system. Sometimes I'm going to lose. You know, that's why we have a stop loss. I'm not going to win every trade. And so now you just see it turns. So price is now oscillating on M1. Question is, you know, when would you get in the trade? You would use whatever. So I'm looking at a price turn. I'm seeing that this candle, actually, I would go to M30. We had a price turn here. So when this went down and came back up, there was an entry here with an exit because it hit the M5 or the EMA5, but didn't exceed it. Here it exceeded it. It came back. And so right here, there would have been a chance to enter and go long, but you would have probably wound up punching out due to M1. And then here, there was a chance playing the cover. It's like it'll probably at least cover for if you wanted to go for a quick scalp. But as you can see here, the indicator 2 diamonds change color. And by the way, those are diamonds. They're not dots. In fact, if I make it bigger, you can see that. But sometimes I do have the dots indicator that puts dots out there, but this puts diamonds, so I can tell that this is indicator 2 versus a mid dot or something. So if I expand this to 3, you can see that those are diamonds and not dots. So I guess the moral of the story for today is solving problems is sometimes you have to get rid of just about everything. And because if there's something that causes you to violate your trading plan and it's environmental, so in this case it would be things on the chart or the chart itself. I'm not following the dots. And I even had it so I could blank out the chart, blank out the, let's see, I need to hit F8 to do that. If I make the line graph none, and I switch over to a line chart, you see it blanks out the candles. But what do I have left? I have the dots. You know, I was thinking about doing that, but then I thought, no, that still might make me jump because of, you know, if I'm, especially if I'm looking at M1 and I'm watching the dot move. So I just went full display here. So, fellow traders, if you have any questions about this, feel free to post. I'll post up those indicators at Crestlick. But remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.